Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. Please have your pastels and paper ready. Today we're doing a little bit something more abstract. So previously we've done landscape. Now we're going to do flowers. And flowers are always really easier to do because you can make them whatever shape you want. So take a second to let you guys get your pictures. But while you're taking your pictures, I'll just explain what we'll be doing. We'll first draw in the flowers. So all of the colors, the first color that we'll put down are the flower colors. So yellow, pink, and red. And then we will do the green leaves. So it'll make more sense when we actually start. We will not do a sketch today. We'll just get it right on the paper. And as always, I like to keep a towel on the side so I can wipe off the colors. All right, let's get started. So the first color we'll be using today is red. So red, it is very pigmented. We will use it for the flowers over here and the flowers in the corner over here and maybe some up at the top. There's also some red down here. So all of these we'll just randomly place in. Okay, but before we do that, the pattern, how you draw it, it's very important. So you can make an M shape. So either you go scribble, 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 there goes one flower, there's another flower, or you can do dots. So dot, 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 just like one stroke at a time. However you do it, make sure you press really hard. Okay. So let's take our red and we're just going to blob in this section over here on the right side. Starting from the very bottom, I'm just going to go and color it in. For this one, you can just color in however you like to color in. So if that's scribbling or hatching, it's up to you. Do whatever you want. So just like that. And then you will continue the flowers all the way up to the top. And leave a little bit of these white spaces in between, because later we will go in with the green and fill in the spots. Okay, now I will move to the other side and color this one in. I like to leave a little bit of white space on the edge. So it creates a border. The next one I will do are these ones up here. And finally, there is this little red bit in the corner. So let's get that as well. And the next color will be pink. So once you've finished your red flowers, take the pink and do the same thing for where there is pink on the screen. So over here, there is some pink in the background and some over here, but they're all like on the edge a little bit. So you can also add some pink dots. I will start with this one. And this flower is blocked by this leaf, so you can leave it, or if you color it in, it is okay too. There's also some pink over here, so let's do that. And I know it's not on the image, but I'm going to add another pink petal down here, just so it balances out. And that should be enough for the pink for now. The next color we'll be using is yellow. So the third flower color. And where are they? They're mostly up here and in the background. So do the same with this color. Make sure that it is clean. Sometimes yellow will have a lot of random colors. And it's okay if it blends with some of the red. And once we are done with the flowers, we can move into the greens and the blues. So the blue is mostly up here. This is kind of like a sky color. So we'll be taking our blue and white next. And we're just going to color this top half a light sky blue. So the first thing to do, just like the previous weeks, we're not going to color it entirely, but just lightly shade until you hit the flowers. Try not to blend the colors, just add some blue. Because later you can take the white and blend it out, just like before. So just take the blue, lightly shade the top. Once again, I'm leaving a little bit of a white space at the very, very top to create this border look. Once the blue is shaded in, I will take the white and blend it out in small circles. And it's okay if you start to blend a little bit of the red in there. You don't have to, but if it ends up happening, then that is fine. So right now, um, you can see the red is coming into the sky a little bit, but that is completely fine. Just avoiding completely blending it out. And that is all the blue we'll be using for now. So I'm gonna put the blue away. The next step is the green. So the leaves and a little bit of some of these unbloomed flowers. So the next colors we'll use are light green and dark green. These are just our base colors. Later we will add some extra colors in there. So you can prepare your light greens All right, so let's start to draw in our green stuff. But it's actually quite an interesting process because there are also these green, I guess we can call them flowers. So these ones that we're going to bring in, just like how we did the flowers, but it's just going to be green and round. So I'm just drawing this one. Just very roughly. And anywhere else you think this green could go, you can put that there. So the pattern I'm drawing it in is a little dot for the top, and then left, right, alternating all the way down. And I'll do it again for this one. So little dot for the top, and then just left, right, left, right, left, right. I'll create this leaf looking thing. And there's also one up here. You can do that one too. So a little dot, left, right, whatever. There. I will also add a big one in the front over here. So this blurry one, see how I'm just completely randomly filling it in? And that's about it for the green, light green. And we're still going to keep using this. So the next one, the next place we'll put this color is up at the very top. So we want to create a gradient. So it's blue up here, light green in this area, and then dark green for the rest of the way. So take your light green and you can kind of fill in wherever there's white spots, just like this. But you can also leave the little dot in the middle. So not fully colored, but just randomly add in some color. For the green, it's actually very good if you accidentally touch some of the red because it will bring some of this red onto the green. Keep that. And when you blend it out, the green won't be so unnatural. So with the red, it gives it some of that yellowish color, which is very good. Now I'm not going to fill all of these holes, but I will add some green everywhere near the top. So making sure that it's in the corners and on this side as well. Basically, you're outlining the flowers. All right, and for the next step, with the same light green, add some shading. Add some of it in the middle. So not too hard, but just shade like this. Very lightly, whatever direction you want. This way, when we put the green down, it won't be like suddenly green. Want to bring it from a lime to medium green, and then back to the dark green. So I'd say add some of this green in this area. And then just let it fade into the bottom. And whenever you're done the light green, I'm going to put it away, move into the dark green. So this is the next color. And what we're going to do with this color is basically fill out whatever is left. And you can color very hard. So starting from the bottom, the green is not exactly the final color, but it will be the base. So we need to press really, really hard. So just start filling in all these empty spots in whatever pattern you'd like. So we can do circles or zigzags, like up and down, but just fill out this entire area. Just going around the colors of the pinks and the reds. Just carefully going around these flowers that we have put in the first place. So being very careful and not covering them up too much. Just drawing these lines, even though they will be covered up later, but I'm just going to see how, how would it look if I did have these lines. So a big part of oil pastels is just testing out if something would look good or not. Okay, and now if you have most of this covered, then that's fine. You're gonna take the green and fill in these little, you see these gaps between the red and everywhere else, and just take the green and fill those in just like that. Oops, don't know what happened there, but we are back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, anyways, so just continue filling out these holes. It'll take a little bit of time, so just keep going. Okay, and the next step, whenever you're ready, is to darken some of these areas so it looks like there's leaves. It looks like it's not just one green patch. So we're gonna use two colors, three actually. So you need black, red, and dark green. So these three, we'll use them two at a time. So mostly just red and green. And do something called complementary shading. Because so red is the opposite of green. What happens here is that it turns it into a dark, almost black color, but it's not black. So what we're gonna do is take the red and just add a little bit here, wherever you think it needs to be darker, and then blend it out using the dark green. So using these two at the same time, making some of these areas darker, mostly under the flowers, because there's a little bit of a shadow. So take the red, add a little bit of it under in the flowers. And then you can blend it out using the dark green. And when you're adding the red, you can follow the pattern of the leaves. So the leaves kind of curve. When we're drawing the red, we can also curve it. So it looks like there's a leaf there, like that. And then blend. And you can leave this part for later, because if we look at this image, there is a dark spot in here and it gets lighter. So we will not add any red here, but we will add some red down at the bottom. Same as earlier, take the red, add a little bit of it at a time, and then blend it out with the green. All right, and the next step after you've added the red and added some shade are the highlights. So in the middle, there are a lot of leaves, and the colors we're going to use for the leaves will be yellow and light green. So light green. And what we're going to do with these colors is actually we're going to press really hard to get some of this pigment out. So I'm just peeling some of this tape away. So you can use both. You can use just green or just yellow, but I'm going to use both. What you're going to do is you're going to press really hard and push out. So it leaves, can't see it very well, I'll use the yellow. But if you press really hard, it leaves a little bit of that color there. And you just want to spread it out as if there were leaves in the middle. So just how the leaves grow. Add some of this color. You can also use any of the light colors. So you can use white or even peach. So white, peach, lime, or green, all of these are good for the highlights in the middle. So how the white will look, it's kind of like this. If it's not bright enough for you, another option is to take a sharp object. It can be a pencil, credit card, or anything sharp, and just start cutting away like that, like scraping it off. But if you don't have one, white or any of the light colors will do. You just have to press really hard. And then later, to make it look even more like leaves, you can take the darker colors like black or red and add some shadow. But now just take the white, make some of these random shapes in the middle. Just follow the direction of the leaves. Gonna switch to yellow again. Yeah, and sometimes you have to see if it works. For me, the peach doesn't work very well because you can't even see it. But the other colors work just fine. And so after you've added the whites and the yellows, we're actually gonna leave the green for now and actually go back to the flowers. So the flowers right now just look like one color, which is fine. But to add some highlights to them would make them look even better. So I am going to take some white and maybe pink as well. Especially for the, oh, and also red. So red, pink, and white. I would add the red to the pink flowers to add some shadows. Some pink to the red, or maybe the orange, the yellow, and the white to the red. So let's start with the white and just, I wouldn't outline the petals, but add some highlights wherever you think would look good. So maybe on the tops, like over here, just add some white dots. I would add more white on the flowers in the distance. And if they, it helps create this foggy effect. And also a little bit of white on the bottom here. And blend it out with some pink. And with the pink, I'll add a little bit of shadows to the yellow flowers. Just a little bit, not too much. And for the pink flowers, you can shade with either a red or you can use purple. Purple will just make it look more of a cooler pink. So I'll show you what both looks like. Shading with red makes it just a little bit darker. And I'm adding red at the very, where the petals start to, where the center of the petals are. So like I wouldn't add it to the edges, but mostly in the center of the petal. So if this is one flower, then the center will be here, and we'll make that part darker with the red. Now, if you shade with purple, it looks a little bit different, but use whatever color you want. Once you're done shading the flowers, we will shade the green, these light green bits. So as you can see, there's these green flowers things. Take the purple and add a little bit of it at the bottom. So imagine if it were a round ball. You want to shade the bottom of this shape. Leave the top green, just like that. So find the round ball and just shape the bottom center of it. If you can't see it very well, you can outline it again with some red. So for example, if I want this one to be a little bit more obvious, take the red and carefully just outline this shape. Okay, and then blend the edges out with a dark green. To make it even more obvious that something is there, take the yellow or white and just add a little bit at the very top. It's like a little dot. Now back to the purple. I'll add some purple to this green plant. We'll outline it with some red. Then blend it out with a green. And add some highlights with yellow. Maybe one more down here. So I'll take this plant stalk over here and do the same thing, but make this one a little bit larger. So I'm taking the purple and going left, right, all the way down. And then outlining with red again. This part's optional, you don't have to outline it, but I feel like it just makes it pop. Give it some shadow at the bottom. And then blend it out with some green. And then of course the highlight with the yellow. But because this one's pink, we will highlight with some white instead. I'm just pressing really hard and adding some of this white to the edges. I'm going to do one more on this side. So take the purple again, add a little bit shade at the bottom of this object, left, right, left, right. And for these smaller ones, we don't have to outline them. Anyway, so after you have shaded these little round greenish, not flowers, but they're plants, we're gonna just one last step to make these leaves a little bit darker. So here, it's kind of okay, you can see them, but we can make them darker. So take the red and right under the white, add a little bit of that. So under the light spots, add some red going in the same direction. and under the yellow one as well. So add some of this red, add a little bit of that under. All right, and that is the end of this project. We're done. I'm very curious to see what everyone did.
It's so nice.
Thank you, May.
So beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's better than the original picture.
Oh, no.
So next week the class is on Thursday, right, Jane?
Yeah.
Same
time.
Yeah. 下個星期五係復活節，我哋冇班啊，咁樣個畫畫班會喺星期四啊，記得吓。They are all still very busy.
That's good.